Last night was the last full moon rise of the year. And guess what? I missed it. Totally forgot. So I thought this morning I'd get up early and get out there for the full moon set. But guess what? It was way too cloudy. I could not see the moon. But I went out anyway, and I happened to be treated to a magnificent sunrise and then a special moon bonus. Here's how it went down. So I'm going to take you on my journey this morning and just on a picture by picture basis and just show you what I saw when I saw it and how this all unfolded. It was a pretty cool morning. So what you're looking at here is early in the morning. If we go down here, this will tell us about what time, about 6:30 a.m. So sunrise was at 6:50, 6:51, something like that. So we're a good 20 minutes before sunrise, and it's dark out on the pier, and the lights are on, and there's just not a real hint of sunlight just yet. So I'm just kind of walking around. I have my tripod with me. This is if we pull this up again, we can see that focal length was 24 millimeters, shutter speed 10 seconds, aperture was at f9 at ISO 100. So I just set the tripod up. Very few people out there. You can see just in the back corner here, there's that little blur. It's a little person who walked by, so it's a 10-second exposure, so it's going to blur out those people. So I was looking for the moon out here, but you can see just how misty and foggy and cloudy it is. And so the setting moon just wasn't visible at this point. I just couldn't see it. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to entertain myself and just see what else can I find. And so I like to shoot benches. I thought they're kind of fun to shoot those from behind and just kind of see what we get. Again, just entertaining myself, having some fun, and just seeing what's out there. I walked to the other side of the pier, and I like this because we do what was this? This is 5 seconds, so we can see that it starts to smooth out the water and those reflections. Um, I'm using a 24, there we go, the 24 to 70 millimeter lens. And so this was shot at 44 millimeters for 5 seconds, f9, ISO 100. And it's just a nice little shot. Just I like the lines of the light, how they just kind of recede into the distance there, and this is nice. As I was shooting this though, I looked behind me, and I was still kind of disappointed that I couldn't see the moon. It was supposed to be, it would have been kind of behind, way out here somewhere. But I couldn't see it, and I was just kind of disappointed about that. And at this point, I was kind of thinking, I might just head back because it's so cloudy. I don't know if we're going to get any sunrise or anything, and can't see the moon, so I'll just call it a day. But I turned backwards and look on the other side of the pier, and look at this. There's just this little hint of color starting to show up in the clouds. And when you see something like that, for me anyway, it's breathtaking. Like I just heard and like a little, oh, I get so excited. And just wondering what that's going to turn into, if anything. And so I hurried on over to the other side of the pier and set up over here. You can see that this is a 15-second exposure. Wide as this lens can go at 24 millimeters, still at f16 and ISO 100. I was in for a treat. This was just the beginning, the earliest hint of sunrise, which I thought was just fantastic. So I'm watching it, and then it turns into this. You can see that it's getting a little bit warmer. It's starting to get some detail up in the clouds here, and just absolutely incredible. So this is also 24 millimeters, 8 seconds, f16. And I just thought, oh my gosh, I'm in for something. This is going to be really rad. You can see the kind of the light coming on the wood of the pier here. That's from the lamps of the pier that are still on. So they provided that foreground lighting for me, which great. That worked out really well. So you get that nicely lit foreground and a sky that's just starting to fire up. And then I moved on over here a little bit. I loved this because you get that, just those high clouds lighting up. And this is still, this was at 6:40, so we're still a good 10 minutes before sunrise even happens. So how cool. Like this is a pre-burn, I guess, because when we get these colors after sunset, whoever calls that an afterburn, might be a pre-burn, like a just like, hey, you're lucky enough to be out early before sunrise. We're going to reward you and show you some of these great colors. Just absolutely spectacular. just another view. I thought I would get a version of this without any of the pier in the foreground. So this is a 6 second exposure, and that water starts to get smoothed out when we start to get exposures measured in seconds instead of fractions of seconds. And you can see how that sky is just coming alive even before sunrise. I moved down the pier a little bit. This is a light post, and this is the kind of the pool of light that's just hitting the deck of the pier. And again, just breathtaking. Different. I mean, these are colors you just don't see in real life very often. Even at sunset, it's just this just seems special, and just the way these colors were coming from the sky and reflecting off the water, and just absolutely gorgeous. Another version of that. I wanted to get one with the entire light post in the frame. So again, in store for just a stunner of a sunrise. This is one of my favorites. I really like this one. Just super simple, but the way the sky is on fire, you have the light pooling on the pier and the reflections in the water. Loved it. Love, love, love this shot. It's a 4 second exposure. Check this out. Once we get over here, it's getting a little brighter. We are at 6:46, so about still 5 minutes before actual sunrise. And I mean, what else can I say? Just holy cow! Just standing there in awe, just watching this unfold. And there's so few people out there, just so few people. And man, like when you get up early, pull yourself out of that warm bed and skip the coffee because you just don't have time before the sunrise, man, it's worth it. It's so worth it. Because I was seconds away from just saying, I'm just gonna, it's cloudy outside. I can't see the moon. I'm just gonna stay in bed and scroll on my phone. How glad am I that I didn't? Because this is truly just beautiful. And then this shot, holy cow! And this just shows the colors. Look at this. I almost, I can't even believe it. Like it's just the vibrancy, and I love, like, look at how the land just kind of disappears into the haze, the low fog, the incredibly vibrant colors and layers of different colors, and the reflection off the water. 2.5 second exposure at 50 millimeters. I kept it at f16 while I was out there because I'm on a tripod, so I can don't have to worry about camera shake. Um, just stunning. So after I shot these, here, let me show you this. This is like actual sunrise. So this is at 7:01, so about 10 minutes after those previous pictures. So this is actual sunrise. And you can start to see, the sun rays coming up here. But the all of these deep, deep colors kind of faded away for those few minutes and just kind of went back to gray before sunrise happened. Who knew that sunrises were preceded by so much vibrancy? It's not every time, obviously, but happening to be there while it happened was just a treat. Absolutely a treat. Really cool. So that was actual sunrise. And then as I'm turning around, I'm going to just walk off the pier. I look backwards again, and what do I see? Mr. Moon came out to say hi. So I was so pleased at this because we have a little bit of that sunrise light kind of illuminating it a little bit. The lamp is still on, and that moon was just hanging there. And I was super excited to be able to get a moon shot after all. So really grateful that I went out this morning. Really grateful that I took the time and pulled myself out of the warm covers to go out into the cold world because what treats awaited out there. Just absolutely stunning. And also a good reminder to always like check behind you. Even if you have something in mind and you have something, a vision that you want, and you're looking straight ahead and you're trying to frame it up and get that vision, don't forget to turn around. Look the other way because behind you might be something absolutely magical that you